Hi everyone, my name is Imran Malik, and today I'm going to do a demo of Project 1 for CS6320. This project is basically a social web portal application built on top of Google App Engine. This app basically lets user post a tweet or a status directly on their Facebook timeline or share it as a message to their friends, and also see the top tweets of their friends or top tweets made by themselves. So the app is running on Google App Engine and basically talks to the Facebook API using its JavaScript SDK, and the status of the app is the all the requirements and the prerequisites as mentioned here. Uh, Everything is working, which I will go through later. Like all the tweet, there's a tweet page. You can see the tweets made by your friends, and also you can see the top tweets of your friends. So let's go through the proposal of this project. So we'll go through the proposal of this project, which is first we see the objective. The objective of this project is to design a Twitter-like app deployed on Google App Engine, which gives its Facebook users the ability to post status on the timeline or share with their friends. So with this app, what we're going to do is like fully demonstrate the uses of Google App Engine data store by making tweets for each user to their timeline or sharing it as a message to their friends. And since a new tweet is made, that tweet is actually going to get stored in Google App Engine data store, and every time you create a new tweet, it will have a new entity created, which is called tweet entity in this project, and we will verify that once you delete the tweet, that entity goes away from the data store too. So the basic four requirements for this app is like ability to post on users timeline. Each user who is using this app can post a tweet on the timeline. Ability to send an individual tweet as a link in the message to your friends. So once you once you click like message to my friends, it's going to send the link. And ability to view tweets of your friends on the separate page. Whoever is using this app, you can view their tweets, and you can also see your previous tweets and the top tweets of your friends. So on the back end, since I mentioned we are using Google App Engine, so in App Engine each tweet is getting stored as a separate entity, and the entity is here is the tweet, where the properties for each entity is the tweet text, which is the actual tweet you're going to make, and the user ID is the actual Facebook user ID of the user who's using this app. So when you log in with this app, Facebook provides you a user ID which is unique to that user, and also the username. So I'm using that user ID and also the username given by Facebook API, and storing that for each entity, so we know that this tweet correspond to a certain user. Picture also is the graph API link to the profile picture, so we can see show the picture of the person who made the tweet. The date is the creation of the tweet, and the count is the total number of times this tweet has been visited. And by default, when you create a new tweet, the count is 0. So this is the basic proposal and overview of this app. Next, I'm going to go to the deployment of this app, which is done on Facebook. So what if you go to the Facebook dashboard, this is the dashboard for this app. This is the app ID. As I shown earlier, the app name is Facebook FB tweet project underscore Imran, and it's using this. The actual app is deployed on Google App Engine, and this is the deployment link on the Google App Engine. So the analytics of this app can be seen also from this link. This just gives you an overview who has been using this app. I only have 2 testers who have been using this app, and you can see from the roles. So I've added Professor Lingrave as a tester and some of my friends. So only 2 of my friends have been testing that. So we can see from the analytics, my testers are only 2 users right now. That is around 6 times. And stories published to this Facebook, This gives you the total number of stories have been published using this app. So this is the basic analytics view of this app. Now I'm going to go to the actual working demo of this project to show you how each requirement is being running. So if you go to this link, yeah, so this is my app link. I will go to, yeah, so I will go through here. So this is my main dashboard for the this app. So here you can see this is a text box where you can enter a new tweet, and there are options. You can post it to your timeline or share this app link with your friends, and you can see the previously tweeted all the tweets. and the most frequent tweets, and the total number of tweets is also given here, and this gets updated when you create a new tweet. So let's see that. Let's say I'm creating a new tweet. Let's do this app now, and I'm going to post it. So I posted the tweet is gets stored in the app engine data store, and the page is refreshed, and you can see the total number of tweets is incremented, and this is my tweet. And in the bottom you can see most visited tweets. So since this is a new tweet, you will see like here with a count of 0. So, and the next thing is how you can share this tweet link to your friends. So let's say I'm sharing this tweet. I made this tweet. I'm going to share it as a message. I'm going to share it, let's say, with myself, and sharing any message you can say. So this is going to share the actual view link of this tweet. So the tweet is created. Now we'll check the messages. Cool. So I shared the actual view link of the tweet as a message, and you can see this tweet can be viewed with the link that is being shared. And we can also verify from our timeline. I made 2 tweets, sharing this tweet and testing the tweet now. So you can see testing this app now. This is a new tweet. I just made these, and they can be seen from this page. So yeah, these things have been verified. Next we see I also added a link to the profile. So once you made a new tweet, adding a new tweet, a new tweet is added, and you can just go directly from here, and you can verify, okay, I added a new tweet here. So now I will show you how you can see the friends tweet. So as I mentioned, I have 2 friends who are using this app, and we can also see the tweets from this page. Yeah, so these are the 2 friends who are using this app, and these are the previous tweets. Now I can see the top tweets. Top tweets is like every time you visit a tweet, the counter gets incremented. So for this user, the top tweet is this one, which is view count of 35, and the next user, Kira, the view count is 4. So we verified that you can see the top tweets of your users. Also, you can see the friends tweets, all of the tweets made by your friends, and you can also see your old tweets plus your top tweets on the same page. So each user gets on the main landing page, they can see their top tweets. Now, now I'm going to show the JE dashboard demonstration. In this demo, what we're going to do is like we'll bring up the Google App Engine dashboard for our app, and we'll show like every time you create a new tweet, you get an entry in datastore. Every time you delete your tweet, old tweet, you get the entry deleted from datastore. So let's see that store demo. I created a new tweet. It's called datastore demo. We'll verify that just now. This is my app dashboard. For FB Tweet app is my project name. I'm going to refresh that. This dashboard shows all the entries. So see, the datastore demo is there, and the entry has been made. The count is 0 for this, and let's say I delete this. I'm going to delete this. So app has been deleted, and we will verify. Since this was the most recent one, I will going to. Great, the tweet is gone now. So if you delete your tweet, the app engine, the datastore dashboard doesn't show that anymore. So you can also see the overall dashboard for this project. What is the total usage of it? There is one kind is actually the entity which kind of is using right now, and it shows all the properties name. So this is exactly the same as I showed here. Yeah, all the properties here are actually whatever you set when you create a new entity. Yeah, so this is the actual dashboard demo. Now I will show you the usage, and this is pretty simple. You can just go to app engine and for your project. With here fb tweet app is going to show the summary here, like how many requests it has been made till now, what files it been serving off. There's a lot of JSP files and CSS files, and there are no errors right now. So this is the actual dashboard for my app, and I showed you just like how you can create an app and just create. Now we'll quickly go through the code here. As I mentioned, this code basically, this is my code. This is the main home page. So this is the home.jsp. Um, it uses Facebook JavaScript API here to basically post a tweet to timeline, gets the information about like what's the username, what's the user ID, and using that user ID, I basically store that. Since I need to use that user ID in the JE data store, what I do here is I get that user ID here. Yeah, so here I'm retrieving the user ID. Response to ID is the user ID here, and I basically stored that as a cookie. So document.cookie is a JavaScript command where you can store cookies. So since I had to communicate this information to the Java code, which is here in the same file. So using this cookies Java request.get cookies, I will iterate through each of the cookies, and if I get the user ID, I get the user ID and I make the request, which is the query, using that user ID. So a tweets will be shown for a user whose user ID matches that cookie. So every time you log in, your the JavaScript will set, the code will set your cookie, and then using that JavaScript cookie, your Java server code will query for the tweets that match that user ID. So you will only see your cookies here. So that's how I basically designed this logic for sharing information between client side and the server side. And here you can see I basically get the properties, and then I just set them to the corresponding div elements. For the most popular tweets, I just add a sort. So add sort count will show me all the famous tweets, my visited most visited tweets of mine. So like the friends page, for the friends page is the logic is very simple. You basically, since you know what the user ID is, so what you do is like when you add a filter to your query and you say that your user ID is, sorry, it's not, yeah, this is the friends page. So yeah, the user ID is not equal to that user ID that you received. So this will actually show you all the tweets made by your friends but not by yourself, because the user ID is not equal to your ID. So all the rest of the tweets it will show you. And you can also see the top tweets. For this it was quite tricky because the GAE API, it basically, first you need to add a sort for the filter. So here the filter is user ID for inequality, and then you add the actual sort. So if you want to sort all the friends tweets by count, by number of counts, uh, as in this case, since you are using the most number of tweets, you will first add the sort for the user ID, and then you will add the sort for the count, and this will display all the all the tweets made by your friends, because the user ID is not equal to your user ID, and but it will sort them descendingly by the count, so you can see the total number of tweets for each user in the descending order. Um, so this will actually show you most videos. So these are the three main pages, and then also view tweet, which is not visible. This is only, you have to provide a parameter. The parameter is actually the key of the tweet. So if you provide the key, it will fetch that key, the tweet from the database, and it will display that in this page. So like I said, I have this adding a new tweet. See, I can open this link. Yeah, so this link view tweet.jsp has to be made with tweet key, and this key has to be the actual key of the tweet that you made. So then it will be displayed. If you don't do this, it's going to error out, because you need to view one tweet and you need to provide that tweet. See, fatal no tweet ID provided. This page must be opened by providing a tweet ID, and then it just redirects to my home page. So this is how error handling is being done here. uh, I think this is pretty much is it from my project, and I hope you guys like it. I'll share the code soon. And yeah, this is the summary. The challenges were, learning datastore and queries. It took some time to learn about that. What I learned was like how easy it is to manage your entities using datastore API in Java. Also learned a lot about Facebook SDK API, like getting the user ID or profile picture or the username, and making calls to post on timeline or post as a message for a specific link, and handling client data. That I already also mentioned how I was able to move, communicate the data that was provided by Facebook, since it was client side, um, like user ID and username, and I basically set the cookies, and then using Java code and cookies, I was able to retrieve that data. Improvements are, I should have been able to make jQuery Ajax. I have made in a couple of functions, but I'm using form submission. So like I said, when I was deleting the tweet, I was using form submission, and those commands were going to these basically slash delete or tweet server. So you can use Ajax query, it's fine. I mean, form submission is like the traditional way. So that I can improve. So that's pretty much is it. And again, this is the link to my app, and the project here, the demo is here completed. Thank you.